Welcome back everyone to episode 2 of our career mode journey here with Aston Villa. I'm recording this before episode 1 has gone live, so I hope that you enjoyed that video. As always, a huge thank you for all of your support. I hope you're all feeling fantastic and having an awesome day. Lots to get through today because we've got the next part of the season, the final part of season 1 coming your way. So, without further ado, let's get started. To kick the episode off today, we've had some players be recalled back to their teams because we weren't using them. Bednarek and Augustinsson both have gone back to their parent clubs. We had them here on loan. They weren't playing. They've recalled them. Fair enough. Added to that, a bunch of our players have also left. Talbot and Flynn both on loan. We've got Chambers going to Leicester. Vargas has gone on loan. Cowell gone on loan. Young has gone to Bologna. So, of course, we are in the January transfer window. We'll see what we do with the funds that we have raised from those player sales. Current budget right now is sat at about 82 million, but we do have to make a profit, I believe, as one of the objectives. So I am keeping one mind on that. Next month of scouting has just finished, and we brought in a few players. This man, Frimon Hansen from Iceland. He can play centre mid, cam, CDM. He's got a potential of 75 to 94. We will be promoting him immediately to the team and getting a development plan on him. In terms of the other players, you can see, still waiting for Blake Whitehead to turn 16 so that we can promote him to the team and get him some football, hopefully. He is the best prospect that we've got in our youth academy at this moment in time. That potential of 88 to 94. And in terms of the other players as well, I am going to go through and release anyone whose potential has dropped a little bit after we initially signed them. But there you go. So I've got to resend our scouts out. I'm going to send one to England and then I'll decide on the other 2 countries and where we go after that. Decided to send our scouts to Northern Europe this time. We've gone to Norway, Denmark and England. So we'll see who comes through these scout reports and who we sign into our youth academy. Quick look at the player stats for the Premier League then. So far, Salah is top of the goal scoring charts with 15 in 21. Watkins for us, 11 in 20 is 5th. And if we look at the assists, down there in 15th is Philippe Coutinho. But I did say in the previous video, in fact, let me show you the table as well, because as you can see, we are 6th with the game in hand as we start today's video. That this transfer market, I wouldn't be against letting Danny Ings go. So it might well mean that we sell Ings and bring in another striker. First game of the episode, and we start with a win. 3-1 over Newcastle in this one. Watkins, Bailey and Cash with the goals. And of course, we did make it to a Carabao Cup semi-final in the last episode. We've got a double leg header against City, the first of which is up right here. We had a few fitness issues, but this is the team that we have gone with for this first leg against Manchester City, who themselves are not quite fully fit. But we've got Martinez in goal, captain in the side, Digne, Gay, Konsa and Cash at the back. Kamara and Douglas Luiz at the heart of our midfield. Watkins, Ramsey, Charlie Lloyd in front of them, and Ings up top on his own. Konsa, now Cash. This is good from Villa, who started pretty strongly. You expect nothing less. We like to be brave in the opening parts of the games. Douglas Luiz out towards Charlie Lloyd, who will flick it round the corner for Digne. Digne's cross back in, looking for Ramsey, off the bar. Oh, what a start it would have been for Aston Villa. That was a brilliant little move. Digne's ball in and Ramsey arrives. He's just ended up hitting the crossbar though. Cash trying to play out from the back. Only finds Foden. Quick 1-2 with Haaland and now Phillips. Kamara once more. Such an important figure in this Aston Villa side. Charlie Lloyd's ball through. Will find Danny Ings. And Danny Ings is bearing down on City's goal. Ings! He's got to score. It falls the way, though, of Jacob Ramsey. And he taps into the empty City net to give Villa a deserved lead after 55 minutes at Villa Park. As I said, there's a second leg coming up, though. So, yes, we need to perform in this first leg. A win would be great, but we also have to perform in that second leg. But that is what we have deserved from this performance so far. And it started with Boubacar Kamara winning the ball in our midfield. I highlighted his importance, and it all started with him. 20 minutes to play. Villa 1, City 0. How many could have expected this at the start of this game? Well, that's the way it's going at the moment. Jacob Ramsey, the goal scorer, on the turn, and he's tried to find the net. Offside flag now goes up. Bit late, ref. We'll make a change. John McGinn will come on for Boubacar Kamara. who I mentioned. I said he was an important figure in this Villa side. And for me, he's put in a man of the match display here today. He has been so influential in stopping City from building anything. Here is Haaland. 4 minutes to go. Haaland, Bernardo Silva. Silva across the face of goal. Digne with a phenomenal block. John McGinn can't prevent Rodri from finding it. And at the moment, City are really knocking on this door. Charlie Lloyd with a vital little foot there to take the ball away from them. But it's City with a late onslaught, which we survive. And it looks like, my friends, we will take a 1-0 aggregate lead to the Etihad. What a result. FA Cup tie against Borough, and it was a 4-1 win. Easy as that to advance to the next round. 2-1 win against Brentford. Coutinho with a goal alongside Buendia as well. Next up, we face Liverpool away at Anfield. There has been a change to our starting 11. Digne is out of the team through injury, which means Matty Cash will play left back and Gilbert will play right back for his first start of the season. We've beaten Liverpool twice this season, once in the Cup, once in the League. This is our third game against them. Can we make it 3 from 3? Let's find out. Liverpool throw. Alexander-Arnold with it, finding Salah. Kamara intercepts, but before he can pass the ball off, it's won back by Liverpool. Pellegrini trying to go in the inside here, and Fabinho will get there. Jota, Pellegrini, Diaz, he's in! Martinez with a brilliant save! The ball, agonisingly though, bounces back to Pellegrini, and he finishes off. It's Liverpool 1, Villa 0. Watkins finding Buendia, as we got 2 minutes to go until half-time. Buendia now then, got Cash, making the overlap. Matty Cash pulling it back for Boubacar Kamara, and Alisson pulls off the save. And is this the moment for Villa? Corners have not been our strong point as of late. Douglas Luiz with the ball in. Away by Robertson. It falls for Buendia, who's touched to try and take it. Away from Thiago. Unfortunately, doesn't work. And it is 1-0 Liverpool at half-time. Salah trying to get the space. Finds Jota. Picks out Diaz. As easy as that, Liverpool are 2-0 up. And it looks like they will beat us for the first time this season. We've just switched to a 4-2-4. With Ings joining Watkins up front and Coutinho's come off. But it doesn't look like it's really going to matter what we do, because Liverpool have just got their second through Luis Diaz. And it was nicely worked down the right-hand side. You can see in that position, Salah, tricky feet, finds the ball into the box. Diaz unmarked, and he isn't going to miss that from there, is he really? No chance Martinez can save that either. I said the bounce of the ball for the first goal for Liverpool was a little bit harsh on us. Well, there's nothing really about the second one that was harsh. It was just good football. Salah now then into the area again. Picks out Diaz, finds Jota. I can complain about the bounce of the ball for that one though. Diogo Jota again profits from a Diaz shot that ricochets off our defender straight back to Jota, and he finishes. The second goal was class, but the other two I just feel a little bit hard done by with the bounces not quite going our way. I mean, there's a number of places that ball can bounce after it hits Gilbert, and it just so happens that it falls to Jota, who expertly dispatches of the chance. I do feel as well like this is a little bit of payback from Liverpool for the 2 games we beat them in this season, because there's a certain, I want to say, ruthlessness to their play, and you're seeing it right here with Salah looking for another chance. Salah across the face of goal. It's 4-0. Oh, we're getting taught a footballing lesson, ladies and gentlemen. And it is just ruthlessness. This is genuinely a bit of revenge for Liverpool. That is exactly the way I'm going to describe it. They're saying the first 2 defeats should have never happened, but we're going to take the game to you this time around. Salah, I'm so worried about him because he's a top scorer. Well, he's turning provider today. It's another top piece of assist work from Mohamed Salah, and Jota again in there at close range. Full time here. Yeah, let's just forget this game ever happened. We made a number of changes ahead of this FA Cup tie against Blackpool, but it was still enough for us to win the game by 3-0. Danny Ings got a hat-trick in the game. And here we are for the second leg against City. You can see there's a few fitness issues. Matty Cash and Gilbert not fully fit ahead of this one. Digne still out injured. So looking in this transfer window, fullback is an area that we probably need to strengthen. I've noticed as well, City, they've got Gakpo and Jack Grealish, both right wingers, and Julian Alvarez is starting for the second time against us at that position. I've just checked. Between Gakpo and Grealish this season in the Premier League, they've only played 8 games together. As in, I think Grealish has played 5, Gakpo's played 3. So maybe one of those two would like a move in this January transfer window. Buendia. Cash is still over on this left-hand side. You know, Matty Cash looking to whip the ball in for Leon Bailey. It's a top-class save from Ederson. The offside flag goes up anyway. It wouldn't have counted. Still, Ederson wasn't to know that, and it is a wonderful piece of goalkeeping from City's main man. Gundogan. Alvarez. Cash needs to get over here and stop Julian Alvarez from creating anything for City. He's gone back to Gundogan again into the Villa penalty area. Now Haaland back the way of Gundogan. Gundogan to Bernardo Silva. Martinez throws himself at the ball and pulls off a world-class save. Emi Martinez, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Jacob Ramsey for Aston Villa then, trying to create a chance up the other end. What a moment that was from our goalkeeper. Ruben Dias with a block, and Ederson will claim it. And it's half-time at the Etihad, 45 minutes away from a Carabao Cup final. Oh, man. Leon Bailey. Villa are caught now, whether or not we go for the attack or do we sit behind the ball and defend. Well, Gilbert has a chance to whip a delivery in, which he has done. Ollie Watkins should get there to the ball first, and he does. Gilbert again, down the right-hand side, pulling it back. Ramsey! Oh, it just won't fall for him today, the young man. That's 3 times he's found himself in tremendous positions. And 3 times City have dealt with it. I spoke about Jack Grealish before we kicked off today. Well, here he is against his former club as Pep needs to change how this game is going. And he's chosen Jack Grealish to try and do exactly that. Will he have a say on this one? Here is Douglas Luiz. Villa still not stopping attacking for the moment. We want to try and get this second goal, but will it be detrimental to the part where Villa will then end up conceding to get City back on level terms? Haaland finding the ball through. Gundogan. He now finds Grealish. His first touch is coming on. Bernardo Silva with a shot. Blocked. Foden trying to help it forward. Mark Gay's there. Can we get the ball away? We couldn't get it away. Oh, no. Time seemed to just stand still from Aston Villa. It was as if we were in quicksand. We couldn't get the ball away. And Phil Foden's tenaciousness and his desire is the reason that City are level. I mean, here, he does one challenge, and then at this point, I'm trying to clear the ball. It just wouldn't go. Oh, no. Foden smashes City back on level terms. And we are not going to the Carabao Cup final at this moment in time. We need a goal to do that. A triple change for Aston Villa. We have now got John McGinn and Leandro Dendoncker playing right back and left back because of fitness issues. Not only that, Coutinho's on for Jacob Ramsey. We need a hero. I'm turning to Coutinho to see if he can be that hero. He was the hero for us against Liverpool. Oh, no! This could be a real chance. Bernardo Silva goes for it. And Martinez will catch. And he's happy to do that. As I say, we need a hero. And Coutinho was that against Liverpool. So I'm hoping he can be a hero again here today. Buendia's ball through. Attempted to try and get Ollie Watkins in behind, but City deal with it for the moment. That's a big touch from Walker. Excellent challenge from John McGinn. Now Emi Buendia charging us forwards. It's with Coutinho, who's found Leon Bailey, and it's a tremendous stop from Ederson. Villa thought they'd got themselves their noses back in front, but no. Haaland finding the feet of Fekir. Ball forwards, though. He's cut out by Diego Carlos, who's played Dendoncker, who's found Leon Bailey, who's played Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz forward to Watkins, and there is full time. Wow. The score is level at 1-1 on aggregate. And no extra time. Straight penalties, my friends. I'm not ready for this, but we have to do it regardless. This could be our first cup final of the series. It's City up first. Dusan Tadic. Emiliano Martinez. Tadic goes the other way. And Martinez, so heroic in penalty shootouts. Speaking of heroes, Philippe Coutinho, who got us here with the 2 goals against Liverpool, saved by Ederson. Now Gundogan. Emi Martinez again. And he's fired into the top left corner. Oh, man. Leon Bailey. What can he do from his spot kick then for Villa? Bailey smashes home. Good penalty. We need a save from Emiliano Martinez. Haaland's up against him, and now Martinez has done it. But Ollie Watkins needs to finish now for Villa. Watkins does. Lovely stuff. 2-2. Fekir. Martinez berates him, but Fekir sticks to that left-hand side. All 4 of City's penalties have gone there. Emiliano Buendia chooses to go down the middle and Edison saves. And Walker has a chance to win it. Kyle Walker for Manchester City. Is he going to be the one that takes City to the final? He is. It's heartbreak for Aston Villa, but it's jubilation for Manchester City, who had to work incredibly hard. We can be proud of our boys for getting to this stage. A penalty shootout is a cruel way to lose, but that is football, my friends. We'll be back. Congratulations, City. I said we needed another fullback. Well, here he is. Tino Livramento has joined for £15.8 million from Southampton. He'll play alongside Digne and Matty Cash and Gilbert as well. Cash has a 5-star weak foot now. We've put the development plan on him, so he can play left back. So Livramento at right back is no problem. And we'll just put Cash left back, Livramento right back for now whilst Digne recovers from his injury. So really happy to have him sign for the club. A 1-1 draw against West Ham, which saw Cash and Rice score the goals. If we look at all the options that City have got up front, they've got Gakpo, Grealish, Foden, Haaland, Tadic, Alvarez. So what I'm going to try and do is see if they'll let me loan one of Cody Gakpo or Jack Grealish. Right. I don't know if I should do this, but Jack Grealish isn't playing at City, and it would only take us 40 million to bring him back. There's a temptation to do this. There really, really is. The other couple of options that I've looked at would be potentially signing Zaha or Smith Rowe. I want another attacking option in case we're struggling in games to score goals. Obviously, Smith Rowe would cost a similar amount to Grealish, but he does have age on his side and potential as well. Zaha is cheaper because his contract is up at the end of the season, I believe. And he's also 30 now as well. Grealish, Smith Rowe or Zaha? I had to do it. When I saw that he wasn't getting game time at City this season in the Prem, I had to go back and make an offer. £40 million. What's the deal? It's a steal, honestly. Oh, what a new star player it says there. What a signing. 85 rated. And yeah, I don't know why City only accepted 40 million, but they did. And he's here. He's returned to Villa. I'm not sure how Villa fans are going to feel about this, but he improves our side. He gives us another option in the attack as well. And it's an important next 6 months, or the remainder of the season, I should say, to try and secure us European football. Biggest deals of the January transfer window right now. Verratti to City for 66 million. Saliba to Napoli for 49.5. And Tapsoba going to Dortmund for £48 million. That will see out the January transfer window, in which we made 2 signings, Livramento and Jack Grealish. As I say, I don't know how the Villa fans are going to feel about the signing of Grealish, but he's here. Brown went on loan to Young Boys. We also went and loaned out Wallace. He's gone to Boa Vista, and they were the deals we did in January. Has any of the January deals made it into the top overall transfers? Jude Bellingham, by the way, went to Real Madrid. I did not see that transfer happen. Well, he's gone to Real, and their midfield is stacked. It really, really is. Pellegrini to Liverpool in the January transfer window. We saw him play against us, scored a goal as well. Fekir to City. Saliba to Napoli. We already saw that one. Tapsoba as well. So, Maddison to Chelsea. Interesting. I actually think that Maddison to Chelsea caused another transfer involving Leicester, which was, when I find him, Jared Bowen. He went to Leicester on deadline day. So I think that's the reason why Leicester made that signing, because Maddison went to Chelsea. Regardless, deadline day's over. Back into league action we go. Just finished another month of scouting, and we've picked up this guy, Arlo Wells. 67 overall already, and he's 17, so can be promoted to the senior team. A 2-1 defeat to Everton, unfortunately. Cody and Tony with the goals after Watkins opened up the scoring for us. Decided to position change Jack Grealish to play Cam, and he goes up by 1 overall in doing that. Main reason is we don't play with wingers in this formation, so by changing him to play Cam, he should be able to fit into the team. He's yet to make his debut for us. I've left him out the team at the moment, but he will be playing shortly. 2-1 victory over Leeds United. Buendia and Watkins scoring the goals. Grealish started the game here in this one in place of Leon Bailey. 12 games left in the Premier League season and we sit 5th, only 2 points behind 4th place West Ham. But you can see that City have got a 10-point gap at the top of the table. Arsenal, Leicester and United all close behind us. Speaking of Arsenal, we're taking them on next at the Emirates. 2 teams on your screen, ours on the right, Arsenal's on the left. Grealish starts this one. And as you see, there is our starting 11. We know this is an important game due to the fact that Arsenal are right behind us in the Premier League table and we want to keep hold of our European spot. That challenge flying in there, by the way, is a tremendous one. I think it was Conrad Lema, I want to say, with the challenge. Anyway, least of the first chance for Arsenal, which Gabriel Jesus sees saved by Martinez. And here is Grealish doing his first bit of defensive work for us. Is that really a foul, ref? I'm not so sure. But it will be an Arsenal free kick. Ødegaard stands over it. Lifted into the box. There's Saka and it's 1-0 Arsenal. Bukayo Saka has given them the lead. The star boy. And it's an important goal for them. Only 8 minutes in. Arsenal are sat with everyone behind the ball. This is proving difficult to find a chance. Lovely ball by Matty Cash. Finds Emi Buendia though. Buendia now then into the area. Putting it back for Douglas Luiz. Trying to place it. Ramsdale saves. Douglas Luiz was not the intended target to find with the cutback, but he does find the ball anyway. And Buendia here now gets it, following Arsenal, who don't clear it well. Ramsdale again with a save. It's another decent enough opportunity, which we just don't take. Pressure upon pressure put on by Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz goes higher with his corner, and Diego Carlos now sees his efforts tipped away by Aaron Ramsdale. We often speak about the heroics of Emi Martinez. Well, how about the heroics of Aaron Ramsdale for Arsenal? Because without him, this would have been 1-1. 3 additional minutes here, and Arsenal will hold on to their 1-0 victory. They have Aaron Ramsdale to thank, though, because his heroics have meant they've won this game. Alongside this man's goal, Bukayo Saka, who finds finds Jesus! And Jesus, with the last kick of the game, scores Arsenal's second. Villa look heartbroken, but you know what? As performances go, there's not really a lot we did wrong today, other than a couple of moments defensively. Arsenal 2, Villa 0 will be the final score from the Emirates, and they will leapfrog us in the Premier League table. Just realised the in-game sound was off for that last game, so my bad. I'll make sure to put some music over it, but yeah, apologies for that. I'll make sure it returns for our next game. Well, we've already had one cup run, and it looks like we're going on a second. The FA Cup, we've just beaten West Ham by 2-1. Back into Premier League action with a 4-0 victory over Bournemouth. Grealish with his first goal since returning to the club in this one. Our FA Cup quarter-final draw is Arsenal, and we've just beaten them by 2-1. Bit of revenge for that Premier League defeat. Watkins, Cash with the goals for us. Means we're through to the FA Cup semi-finals. Another Premier League victory with a 4-1 win over Brighton, followed with a 2-0 win over Palace. Grealish with the 2 goals in this one. Just 8 games remaining in the Premier League and we're up against Spurs. But I want to take a look at the FA Cup semi-final draw. See who we're facing for a place in the FA Cup final. It will be Chelsea. So, we beat Chelsea as our first game way back at the start of episode 1. And they stand in the way of us and a final. I was hoping to get to the Carabao Cup final. But of course, that was stopped on penalties by City, who went on to win it against Leicester by 3-1. And the result against Spurs was a 2-2 draw. Coutinho, Grealish with the goals for us. Momentum is crucial at the back end of this season, especially with our hunt for European football. And we've played Nottingham Forest away, won the game by 2-1. Grealish again in the goals. I highly doubt we'll get anything from this game, but we'll try our best. City running rampant in the Premier League. Grealish starts against his former club here. And after this, it's Chelsea in the Cup, which we will be playing. So that's the result here, a 2-1 defeat. Coutinho did get us a goal back, but it wasn't enough. And City, I guess you could say, worthy winners, 7 shots to our 4. We are just 1 game away from the FA Cup final as we take on Chelsea for a place to face either Spurs or Brighton in the final. That is the other tie that is going on, and we're pretty much ready to jump straight into the game. So let's have a look at the 2 lineups. I will go ahead and change our kit before kickoff, but this is our team. We've got Martinez in goal, a back 4 of Digne, Diego Carlos, Konsa and Cash, midfield duo of Kamara and Douglas Luiz. In front of those 2, we've got Buendia, Coutinho and Grealish, and then Ollie Watkins up front. Chelsea's team on the left-hand side there, and this is a really good chance for us to maybe win our first bit of silverware this series. Switch of play from Chelsea. Chilwell trying to get there first. Matty Cash will for Aston Villa. And you might remember back to the 2-0 defeat that we handed Chelsea at the start of this Premier League season. We'll want a performance very similar to that if we can. Ollie Watkins combining with Grealish. Grealish has got Coutinho inside the middle of Chelsea's penalty area. And he worked the chance wonderfully. But Mendy is Chelsea's hero inside 17 minutes. Concert, Cash, playing it forward for Grealish. Grealish brings it under control. And he can turn forward now, Jack Grealish. He's allowed to move into the space. Chelsea, what a run this is from Jack Grealish. And Grealish will slot home. Oh, wow. It's one of Wembley's, I want to say, miracle stories, because Aston Villa's run continues. As things stand, they're going to an FA Cup final. It's Jack Grealish on his return to the side. Can you believe it? Thiago Silva, I don't know what he's doing there, but he gets sort of caught ball watching, gives Grealish the space, and he doesn't need a second invitation to dribble into said space. And when he gets through, 1-on-1 against Mendy, he picks out the bottom corner. Are Villa going to an FA Cup final? All the signs we've seen from the first 50 minutes here suggest so, because Chelsea are struggling to create. Is that going to instill a response from Chelsea, though? Because, as I say, they have not got going in the game. And it's not for the first time that we played them this season. That's the story. Buendia here. Watkins making the move. It's a lovely ball forwards. Watkins can take it, can he? It's a nice little ball roll to open up the angle. Ollie Watkins going for goal. Oh, Ollie Watkins smashes it in the top corner. It's Villa 2, Chelsea 0. And the Villa fans are starting to dream. I can't believe what we are witnessing at Wembley. This is incredible. Ollie Watkins, lovely piece of skill. Beats Azpilicueta. And I tell you what, Mendy will be frustrated with himself. Because Ollie Watkins' shot, yes, it has power behind it, but it was not completely in the top corner. Villa do not care. Chelsea are 2-0 down with half an hour to go. Here is Sterling. Aubameyang in front of him. Sterling's ball will find Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Aubameyang now then! And that is the wake-up call that Chelsea needed, clearly. Aubameyang, first shot, first goal. Chelsea right back in this. Villa not through yet. And it is 25 minutes of nervy football left for Villa if they are to secure their final position. Aubameyang, that's what top strikers do though, don't they? When they've been kept quiet for large portions of the game, as soon as the chance falls their way, they look alive and they take it. Sterling, Aubameyang, Sterling. Sterling's sort of, I want to say, playing as like a false nine right now. He's not playing out wide. Chelsea are occupying him in a central position to get him on the ball and try and create things. Buendia's ball forward to Coutinho as Watkins is on the move again. Ollie Watkins bearing down on the Chelsea goal to make it 3-1. And it's a massive opportunity squandered. Fortunately for us, Chelsea give us back the ball, but it should have been another one. Here is Grealish looking to create it. Straight at Mendy. I tell you what, if we don't make the final, those two chances are the two that we will look at, and they'll be the ones that we come back and think about if we can't make the final. We should have sealed the game right there. First Ollie Watkins, and then Jack Grealish. Here's Chelsea up the other end. Reece James with it, left-hand side, across the face of goal, blocked by Konsa, onto the post. Sterling taps in the rebound, and would you believe it? It's Chelsea 2, Villa 2. Heartbreak for Villa, who up the other end nearly sealed the game, but Chelsea fight till the very end. And if it stays like this, we're going to extra time and penalties. Football can be incredible. Extra time underway then here at Wembley to decide who will be facing Spurs in the FA Cup final. Spurs beating Brighton by 4-2. There is also a triple change that we have just made, as I think that'll be... I thought it was a corner, but it's ended up as a goal kick. Yeah, triple change from us, as we've brought on Livramento for Digne. We've also brought on Leon Bailey in place of, I think, Buendia. And Jacob Ramsey's on for Coutinho. So they're the substitutions that we opted to make here, as here is Aubameyang. Time is ticking away. There's about 8 minutes to play here until we see penalties. Douglas Luiz has done well to intercept that. Jack Grealish now for Aston Villa. He's had to go back the way of Livramento. Livramento keeping us on the ball. Chelsea have sort of sat behind it now. They had a period of good pressure, But now they're happy to try and go to penalties, it looks like, as Thiago Silva gets there to the ball first. Kamara trying to keep us on it. Chilwell will win it back for Chelsea. Now Reece James. Forward to Havertz. Off to Aubameyang. Good tackle, Diego Carlos. But then a heavy touch. Invites the challenge. He's giving it back away. And we are into injury time now then. As soon as the whistle is blown, that will be that. It'll be penalties. Constance ball forward to Watkins. Watkins here. Oh my goodness me. Ref, you can't blow the whistle there. Jacob Ramsey's in. Oh, ref, that's outrageous. Well, my friends, we're going to penalties to decide who plays Spurs for the FA Cup. It's Chelsea up first. It's Jorginho for Chelsea. And Jorginho sends Emi Martinez the wrong way. Leon Bailey has to score to start things off for Aston Villa. Bailey up against Mendy. Saved! Outrageous! Aubameyang next for Chelsea. Aubameyang saved by Martinez. Now Ollie Watkins. What can he do for Villa? Can he find the back of the nets? Yes, he can. All square again. Chelsea. Havertz up next for them. Kai Havertz! It's Martinez! Heroics! As it'll be Boubacar Kamara for Villa. Kamara against Mendy. He now pops up with a save. Outrageous. Azpilicueta for Chelsea. Smashes it. Chelsea advantage. Jack Grealish from the spot for Villa. Grealish against Mendy. This is outrageous. It has been saved, which means if Reece James scores here, Chelsea are through to the final, and he does. Twice this season, Villa penalty heartbreak. I can't believe it. And that's the way sometimes football goes for you. I thought Martinez had done enough for us. Did some heroics, but we just couldn't actually get the job done on the day. There was an interesting question at the end of that one there in the press conference that said around us, how do we feel about the defeat? And I said that we win together, we lose together, and we'll be back stronger than ever. And that, I feel, is the case. We've had 2 cup runs this season, semi-final on both of them. The first one was the Carabao Cup. I believe, was it City? We got knocked out on penalties. Chelsea 3-1 on penalties there. And then the Carabao Cup, of course, was the semi-finals where it was a 4-2 defeat on penalties. So both times, semi-final to get knocked out on penalties. What a game we just had here. 3-3 draw against Leicester, 6 goals, but a point each as Watkins, Diego Carlos and Grealish were on the score sheet for us. Followed by a 2-0 victory over Manchester United with Watkins and Douglas Luiz in the goals. United are below us in the table. They've had a bit of a hit and miss season at this moment in time. Their side isn't that strong either. Next up, Fulham at home, a 2-0 victory with Watkins scoring a double. Transfer agreed as well, as Leander Dendoncker will be leaving in the next transfer window for £6.5 million. Penultimate game of the season saw us take on Southampton. It was a 5-2 victory, convincing as well. Grealish double, Watkins double, and Buendia as well. Watkins has had a really good season for us. I was thinking ahead of next season, we might be looking at a new striker, but I think Ollie Watkins is more than capable of playing in Europe. So I might be going with him as our main striker next season. I do want to make one more signing in terms of a new striker, and I think I know who I want to bring in alongside Ollie Watkins and maybe let Ings go, but you'll have to wait and see if that deal does happen. So at the start of the season, our aim was European football. With just 1 game left in the Premier League season, we sit 3rd, 2 points ahead of Liverpool and 2 points ahead of West Ham. Now, Champions League, I wasn't expecting to be in the Champions League, but there's a real shot for us to do that here. As long as we draw the game against Wolves, we have done it, because goal difference, West Ham would have to have a major win for them for it to be overturned. So the only way we don't get Champions League, I feel, is if we lose the game to Wolves, who currently sit 15th. And as for the team for the final game of this season, there it is on your screen. Coutinho in behind Ollie Watkins. I'm not sure about Coutinho's future heading into next season, whether or not he'll be a starter, or if I choose to dip into the transfer market and bring in a few more players, which will probably be the case. So I don't know how many of these players will be in our starting 11 next season, but we'll have to wait and see. Excellent tackle by Emi Buendia. That's brilliant work. Buendia to take us forwards now as he's away from the challenge of Scally. Still Buendia. And I'm actually going to try and cut back inside here with Emi Buendia, and we have been able to do so. Coutinho, Douglas Luiz, forwards to Grealish. Grealish has got Cash on the right-hand side. Matty Cash picking out Watkins! Wonderfully worked by Aston Villa, and Villa Park is dreaming of Champions League nights, which look a certainty with Ollie Watkins heading the ball into the back post. Remember as well, there is a golden boot race going on, which Ollie Watkins is top of the goal scoring charts in. So this is a big goal for himself and for Villa. Ollie Watkins, ladies and gentlemen. What a season he has had. Oh, excellent work here. Leon Bailey now has it. Finding Ramsey. Ramsey to Grealish. Grealish looking for Watkins. What a touch it was by Ollie Watkins. Watkins, that's outrageous, by the way. Whatever he just tried there is absolutely outrageous from Ollie Watkins. And it very nearly was Wolves behind for a second goal. I nearly messed up my words there as well. That was unbelievable from Ollie Watkins. Lovely touch to take it down initially. And then the little cheeky chip that almost worked out. Here is Leon Bailey, though, as Villa still searching for their second goal. Watkins on the move. Leon Bailey opting to go for Digne instead with the pass, but then gave it straight away. That's a heavy touch from Collins. Jacob Ramsey will have that all day, every day. Brilliant challenge from the young man. Watkins looking for Ramsey. Over the top. Ramsey's control. Ramsey's finish. Wolves are 2-0 down. Villa are going to the Champions League next season. Oh, yes. Jacob Ramsey. Take a bow. Matty Cash intercepting the pass. Now Grealish to take us forward. Watkins is already on the move. Jack Grealish has spotted him as well. Here is Ollie Watkins to make it 3-0 Villa. And of course he will find the finish because it's what he does, ladies and gentlemen. It may not have been a successful season in terms of silverware, but you cannot deny that this is the dream scenario for Aston Villa. I'm absolutely buzzing with the fact that we're playing Champions League football in Season 2. Yes, I would have loved an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup along the way, but that's the way football goes sometimes. But this man, Ollie Watkins, his goals have propelled us to a Champions League spot in the Premier League. Let that sink in, Villa fans. You are not dreaming. Away by Sissoko. Only as far as Gay, who read the play well. Now Grealish. Forward to Watkins. Ramsey on the turn. And he's found by Watkins. And Ramsey says to Ollie Watkins, I'll match you for a brace, mate. Thank you very much. What a finish by the young man. I highlighted him, didn't I, this season? I said he might not play too much for us, but in terms of the future of the series, he's got an important part to play. And I'm thinking that maybe that'll be next season. Jacob Ramsey, 4-0 Villa on the final day, my friends. And that is full time. End of the season. We're playing Champions League football next year as we watch the celebrations play out inside Villa Park. These are the lads who have delivered Champions League football to Aston Villa. And a number of these players will be with us next season as we try and go as far as we can in Europe. What a first season it's been. We'll take a look at the table and all of that good stuff as well. But I'm just showing you the players because there will be a few changes, you'll imagine, in the transfer window. So let's take a look then at the standings and see how the season officially finished. City were already crowned champions. We knew that. There was no catching them. They've won it by a landslide. They were in a league of their own. Chelsea above us by 2 points. We finished third, 2 points ahead of Liverpool and 3 points ahead of Arsenal. So it didn't really matter what happened on the final day with the games with West Ham and Liverpool because we won ours. But anyway, we would have still got Champions League football regardless because West Ham were able to win. Leicester City in 7th, Spurs 8th. United, I mentioned they'd had an inconsistent season. They're down in 9th. But they didn't do that well this year. Brighton, Everton, Leeds, Newcastle, Southampton, Wolves, Palace. So let's take a look at the bottom three. Who went down? Well, Brentford, Forest, Fulham were the three to be relegated to the Championship next season. If we take a look at the FA Cup, in fact, it won't have been played yet. I was going to say we'll see who's won it. Oh, it has been played. Spurs beat Chelsea in the final by 3-1. Fair enough. So Spurs are FA Cup champions. City were, of course, Carabao Cup champions. In the end, we've got joint Golden Boot winners. Watkins and Haaland both had 25 in 38 for their clubs. So they share the Golden Boot. Sterling with 24 in 37 is really, really good for him. In terms of assists, Foden topped the charts. Coutinho and Watkins were in there for us. Unfortunately, I skipped past to see who was the player of the Premier League. So, sorry about that. I'm going to say, and I know this is probably biased, but for me, Ollie Watkins with 7 assists and 25 goals in 38 games has to have a strong shout to win the player of the competition. But as I say, I skipped past it, unfortunately. Maybe it will show me if I go onto the club news. No, it doesn't actually look like it does. But it does say we've grabbed a Champions League place. We already knew that. The Super Cup, which was played at the start of the season, was won by Frankfurt in a 2-0 victory over Real Madrid. Following that, the Champions League, the final is still yet to be played, but it's an El Clasico. Wow! That is some final to have. And we skip a couple of days and that will be it. So we'll be able to see who's come out on top in that El Clasico. What a Champions League final that would be. Let's have a look then. Barcelona, they beat Real 1-0. The Europa League, who was that one by? It was won by Inter in an all-Italian final. Roma and Inter in that one. And the Conference League was won by Braga against Anderlecht. A very quick look then at some other leagues. Sheffield United and Blackburn Rovers will be joining the Premier League next season. And one of Preston, West Brom, Norwich or Burnley, whoever win the playoffs, will join them. In terms of the French League, who won that? It was PSG over Lyon. If we look at the Bundesliga, we can see that Bayern are still the champions over in Germany. So I'm sure they'll be one of the sides that we want to avoid in the Champions League. Serie A went to Juventus by a single point over Inter. If we look down at the Eredivisie, who won that? Ajax were top of that. And the final one, or the two final ones I should say, the Scottish Premiership was won by Rangers. And La Liga was won by Atletico over Barcelona. 83 points apiece, but Atletico crowned champions. Barcelona, though, did win a Champions League, so I can't imagine they'll be too disappointed by that. I'm not sure there's anything else really to show you in terms of other bits. So let's have a look at our squad then and see how players progressed, because we know we've got a good squad, but we want to make sure it's good enough for the Champions League. Emiliano Martinez up by 1. I think he'll be our starting goalkeeper. I've got no reason to want to replace him. He's been brilliant all season, and he'll continue to be next year as well. Digne's an interesting one. I might look at bringing in a left-back next year. I know we've only got him at the moment, and we've been playing cash out there and putting Livramento at right-back if we've had injuries or fitness issues. So I do want to bring in a left-back. Whether or not it'll be a starting left-back or we'll start Digne every game, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure Olive Hansen is going to be able to play that position anytime soon. We do have a few players out on loan who I'll look to sell. Courtney Hawes, for example, will be one of those players that I look to sell next season and get some funds in. Ezri Konsa, brilliant all year, up by 3. Mark Gay, up by 3 as well. He played his part this year. He hasn't had many starts, but when he came and did play, he was so good as well. So, yeah, up by 3 is really good to see. Diego Carlos hasn't grown at all, but maybe that's because he's 30 now. I'm thinking next season it might be Mark Gay and Ezri Konsa as our 2 centre-backs, the pairing that we go with. Tino Livramento up by 1 since signing for Southampton in January. Matty Cash, what a season he's had, up by 3. 7 goals and 3 assists to his name this year. 82 overall now as well. That continues to scroll down. Douglas Luiz plus 4 up to 82. Boubacar Kamara plus 3 to 83. These two are the heartbeat of this Villa side. Absolutely no way I'm replacing these guys. I will be giving them their opportunity to shine in the Champions League next season. Moving into the more attack-minded midfielders, as you can see, Dendoncker didn't really play for us. We've agreed a deal for him to leave next summer, so he will be going once the transfer window opens. Vargas did grow by 2, but I think that was when he joined us, to be honest. Same for Cowell as well. He's up to 71, so we'll see what he's like on his return from the loan deal. Jacob Ramsey, 31 appearances. A lot of those off the bench, but he did grow by 4 overalls this season. Really, really happy with when he did play, the contribution he made to the game. John McGinn, he is 79 rated, only 28 as well, so a really good squad player. I think I'll keep him around next year. Aaron Ramsey, he's out on loan at Norwich. I might look to sell him. Coutinho, again, I don't know if he'll be in the team next year. Whether or not we keep him at the club as well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure how much he's worth and whether or not it'd be worth us selling him, but we'll see. Jack Grealish up by 1 since his return. 11 goals and 5 assists in 18 Premier League games. It's some return since rejoining the club. As you can see as I scroll down, Leon Talbot's grown by 4 whilst out on loan at Osasuna. That's really good. Rodri Flynn up by 5. Buendia's up by 2. I'll continue down the list here. We've got loads of players, so I apologise if I have rambled here, but just kind of giving you my thoughts on our players and the future. This man, his goals, I spoke about it, 25 in 38 in the Premier League. Thank you so much, Ollie Watkins. We'll see how you perform in Europe next season, because you will be given the opportunity to shine as well. Danny Ings will probably be leaving in the next transfer window, so yeah, thank you to him, but I think we will look to sell him. And that's the list of players that we've got at the club. I'll show you our youth academy as well before we go today. I don't want this video to go on too long. I am keeping one mind on that. We're still waiting for Blake Whitehead to hit 16, and when he does, he's getting promoted straight to the senior side. 68 rated, potential of 88 to 94. And as I scroll down, you can see there's a bunch of other top talent here, which may make it, may not. We'll have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for the second episode of this mini career mode series. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, a like would be greatly appreciated. Let's go for 750 likes on this episode to get yourself part 3. I'm hoping the first video went down well with you all, and I'm sure it has done, because you are all legends, and I thank you all so much for the support you show me and the channel. But until next time, stay safe, everyone. Have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll see you all in season number 2. It's gonna be fun. Adios.